Today on 12 News at 4, a global technology outage has disrupted companies around the world, including airlines, banks, and hospitals. Plus, researchers say they've discovered disparities when it comes to which patients are most likely to receive care after a stroke. Those stories and more start right now.
From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 4.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Zach Grady. A global technology outage has disrupted companies around the world. This includes airlines, banks, and hospitals. The cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says the outage related to Microsoft cloud-based services was not caused by a security incident or a cyber attack. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn is at LaGuardia Airport in New York with all of the fallout.
Long lines and confused passengers filled airports around the world, from Newark in New Jersey to Pittsburgh and Chicago, even India and Hong Kong.
We were hoping that when we got here, it would not be canceled, but it is canceled.
Thousands of flights were canceled or delayed. The FAA says Delta, American, United, and Allegiant Airlines were all grounded for a period.
They said, don't worry, all the flights are delayed. That's all they told me.
The outage hit Australia particularly hard, closing down stores and forcing news outlets off the air for hours. It also affected IT systems used by the Paris Olympics Organizing Committee. The cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says it was caused by a faulty update to computers running Microsoft Windows.
We identified this very quickly and rolled back this particular content file. Obviously, many organizations are impacted.
The problem caused airlines to lose access to check-in and booking services during this busy time of summer vacations.
Airlines are starting to recover, but there are going to be some pain points over the next 24, probably to 48 hours.
The outage highlights the world's dependence on software from a limited number of providers.
It can cause cascading outages, not just for the people who are direct CrowdStrike consumers, but for those that rely on other people that rely on CrowdStrike.
The Points Guy recommends if your flight was delayed or canceled to check with your airline and credit card company you use to book in case you're entitled to reimbursement for food or hotel stays. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Amid the tech outages today, 911 and emergency services were down in several states, including Arizona, New York, Alaska, and New Hampshire. In Arizona, Phoenix police reported an outage that impacted the department's 911 dispatch center. Alaska's 911 and non-emergency call centers were down across the state. 911 services have been since restored in New Hampshire, and New York's 911 services are now operational. An update on the investigation of the attempted assassination of former President Trump. CBS News confirms that the gunman's father called the police before the shooting, concerned about his son and his whereabouts. A local tactical sniper inside a neighboring building spotted him from a second-floor window and snapped this picture. Crooks pulled out the rangefinder, and the sniper alerted his team. Then the shooter climbed on an air conditioning unit to reach the roof of a building near the sniper's position. Former Secret Service agent Charles Marano says if the agents knew there was a threat that far in advance, Trump should have never been allowed to address the crowd.
He should be held in a secure area until the threat is ultimately resolved, and then it's concluded that there's no additional other threats.
Sources tell CBS News Trump was permitted on stage because there was no indication the suspicious persons had any weapons. South of the rally site in Freeport, Pennsylvania, hundreds of mourners are paying their respects to 50-year-old Corey Comparator, who died in the attack. Former President Donald Trump took the stage of the Republican National Convention in front of his family and some of his biggest supporters to receive the Republican nomination for president for a third straight time. Trump started off his speech recounting the assassination attempt on his life. You could hear a pin drop in the arena as it was described as the moment he was hit by the bullet. Trump only mentioned President Biden's name twice in the roughly 1.5 hour long speech, the longest in Republican National Convention history, but continually decried what he calls the incompetent and failed leadership in the White House.
If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done.
Delegates on hand say they saw a candidate who is more humble and left Milwaukee confident of a victory in November. A new CBS News poll shows Trump pulling ahead of Biden both nationally and in the critical battleground states that will possibly decide this year's election. While Republicans appear united behind former President Trump, Democrats are divided over their presumed nominee. The debate over President Biden's decision to stay in the presidential race now include key allies like former President Barack Obama. Wei Zhejiang has at the White House with more.
While President Biden isolates at his beach house in Delaware with COVID, pressure from Democrats mounts at a rapid pace. John Tester of Montana became the second Democratic U.S. Senator to publicly call on Biden to withdraw his nomination, saying in a statement, "While I appreciate his commitment to public service and our country, I believe President Biden should not seek re-election to another term." High-profile Democrats are huddling about Biden's prospect, including former President Barack Obama and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who is also in close touch with leader Senator Chuck Schumer and Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. A new CBS News poll shows Biden trailing Trump in battleground states by 3 points and overall by 5 points. It is Trump's largest lead this campaign thus far. Two senior House Democrats tell CBS News they believe Biden could leave the race in the next few days. Wei Zhejiang, CBS News, the White House.
Well, with the break from the heat, we head out to the Dan Brown weather deck built by Dan Brown Construction and meteorologist Connor Thompson. Connor, how's it looking outside of this, other than that glorious view that I see?
Yeah, it's really nice out here. The humidity is really not much of a factor, which is the good news, quiet conditions, and these are expected to remain as we head on in to the weekend. But let's take a look at satellite and radar where we see not much really happening. We are looking at maybe a few high clouds developing, and the wider view showing not much either. I mean, all the way from Minneapolis down into Virginia, even up into Canada, looking at this large area of high pressure remaining. So that is the good news here. Now, as we take a look at temperature, high temperatures today, see 75, the unofficial high at the airport there, and overlooking Johnson City, another view here, looking at the gorgeous sunshine. We are looking at temperatures like you just saw at the airport, around 75 degrees. Sunshine, winds out of the west at around 5 miles an hour. But the weekend looking okay, actually looking pretty nice, but it won't be perfect. I'll let you know what we can expect coming up in my full forecast.
Appreciate that, Connor. And for the latest First Alert weather information, as always, you can download our free Storm Track 12 weather app or visit our website, WBNG.com, anytime. Swimming, also another good way to cool off in the hot days. But spending all that time in the water can have an effect on your hair and your skin. That's because of chlorine. Chlorine that disinfects a pool and keeps the water looking crystal clear can also be very, very drying. Cleveland Clinic dermatologist Dr. Jennifer Lucas says that chlorine can lead to a skin rash known as irritant contact dermatitis.
May lead to skin that looks red, flaky, irritated, sore. And really the way to combat that is, again, to give yourself back that moisture. Put on a product that gives you back the oils that have been stripped from you. If it's really irritating, you can also use some hydrocortisone cream.
There are also some things you can do to prevent those effects, like getting your hair and skin wet before you get into the pool, and also be sure to rinse off as soon as you get out of the pool. That gets the chemicals off of your body, says Dr. Lucas. She also says don't forget your sunscreen, which protects you from the sun's harmful rays and also keeps your skin moisturized, acting as a barrier against chemicals that are in the pool. Every 40 seconds, someone in the U.S. has a stroke. Receiving medical care during and after what is sometimes called a brain attack is critical. Researchers say they've discovered disparities, though, when it comes to which patients are most likely to receive that care after having a stroke. Dr. Shumi Mann with Cleveland Clinic says because of that, post-stroke care is critical. National stroke guidelines recommend patients have adequate resources for rehabilitation and other care to help with things like physical disability, mental health issues, and the loss of independence. In a new large study, Dr. Mann and other researchers discovered that not everyone in the U.S. receives the same amount of care after a stroke.
In real world, it's more often heavily affected by non-clinical factors, including age, race, sex, and insurance, as well as geographic location.
Researchers found that 49% of Hispanic stroke patients were discharged without home health care, compared to 42% of white patients, and only 29% of Hispanic patients were sent to a rehabilitation or skilled nursing facility. A new report released on Thursday lists which states rank the best and worst for women's health. Researchers at the Commonwealth Fund collected data, found various resources on healthcare quality, outcomes, and access for women in the U.S. The report revealed states in the Northeast scored the highest. Massachusetts came in the top spot, followed by Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Hampshire. States with the lowest ratings were spread across the southern half of the country. Mississippi had the lowest overall score, followed by Texas, Nevada, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And the next time you're at the grocery store, maybe grab some carrots. A new unpublished study found eating 3 servings of baby carrots a week can significantly boost important nutrients. The authors looked at 60 young adults who were split into groups. Those were assigned to eat servings of carrots 3 times a week. Those who ate no carrots and took a multivitamin supplement, and those who did a combination of the two. Also, those who did neither. After 1 month, the group that ate the carrots had nearly 11% more antioxidants in their skin. Meanwhile, those who took both the multivitamin and the carrots saw increased levels by 22%. The group that only took the multivitamin saw no changes. Still to come here at 4, it has been more than 50 years since the United States military drafted its last men. Yet, Congress is considering plans to update its selective services rules. We take a deeper look at these rules when we come back.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
Meet Clean Boss, the most powerful botanical disinfectant and cleaner in the world. No harsh chemicals and safe around people and pets. Clean Boss kills COVID-19 virus, cold and flu virus, and RSV. Go to shopcleanboss.com now.
It's kind of impossible to eat when you're only trying to eat with your front teeth. You're gonna have to put stuff in a blender to puree stuff because you can't chew anything, and that's not enjoyable at all. And then I discovered Highbridge. The final result is even better than what I expected. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna eat. I don't have to worry about chewing. I don't have to worry about anything. Highbridge did change my life.
Before there was Wordle, there was Lingo.
We're taking it to the next level.
With more than 1 word a day.
What's your answer?
Reads.
Fresh.
Place. P-L-A-C-E.
All right.
With more letters.
Your super lingo is 10 letters long.
My answer is lighthouse.
And big cash prizes.
Congratulations. Oh, I don't know. My mind's going blank. No. Let's play Lingo.
A new Lingo tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
My PTSD, I tried drowning it in alcohol.
Everybody just got the bare minimum of me while I gave myself to alcohol.
As someone who has a drinking disorder, I hit the vet centers. That changed my life.
I mean, if you've already gone through whatever you've gone through, you've got the courage to walk into the VA and get the help you need.
Watch more stories and find resources about alcohol use disorder at maketheconnection.net/alcohol use disorder.
Bertzel Street, where I grew up. Mom was a probation officer. Dad and generations before him worked in the local factories. They taught me everything. I'm Josh Riley. Our neighborhoods have been sold out by greedy corporations and corrupt politicians. So I'm running for Congress with a promise. I'll never take a dime of corporate PAC money. I support term limits, and I approve this message because I'll take Bertzel Street's values to Congress.
Get ready for Christmas in July at the Shoe Outlet. Don't miss out on unbeatable deals on top brand shoes, and the first 20 visitors get a free pair of wide open socks made by our popular Darn Tough socks. Hurry in for holiday savings the 19th and 20th at the Shoe Outlet on Route 96 in Candor.
Welcome back. It's been more than 50 years since the United States military drafted its last man. Yet at this time, Congress is considering plans to update its selective services rules. WBNG's national correspondent Josh Rutlenberg has more on the recent proposals and the chances that it could become law.
Since 1917, all male U.S. citizens between 18 and 25 have had to register with the Selective Service System or face possible arrest. The House recently passed its version of the national defense budget that would make all men automatically sign up for the draft. The Senate Armed Services Committee approved a bipartisan proposal to expand that to women as well. A spokesperson for Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen, who serves on the committee, says, quote, women make tremendous contributions to our armed forces, and we cannot allow outdated beliefs to undermine our ability to defend our nation.
I've seen with my own eyes that women are as capable as men.
Iraq war veteran Allison Jaslow is the CEO of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. The former Army captain says 75% of her members support the idea of requiring women to register in the draft.
If we've proven that women are as capable to fight in combat roles and to fight at war in our generation, in this era that we're living in, why not ask for equality of sacrifice from our women in America today?
Julia Mathis with American Legion says while her organization thinks the draft should be a last resort, excluding half the population would cause the U.S. to overlook its own talent.
If it comes down to it, where we need to, in crisis, make that very heavy decision that we would draft our young people, I think everyone needs to be considered, because if we're at that point, we need a whole-of-nation solution.
Conservative Republicans and the Christian think tank Family Research Council oppose the idea. Federal Affairs Director Mary Beth Waddell cited a 2015 Marine Corps study that concluded all male units outperformed mixed-gender ones across the board. The men were also faster and more effective in simulated battlefield tasks.
It's not about women's equality. It's not about women's rights. It's not even about what's best for national security, because this would be dangerous, it's unnecessary, and would be harmful to military readiness, lethality, and unit cohesion if this were to become law.
The Women in the Draft Amendment is unlikely to pass the full Senate, and neither of the chamber's defense plans will likely become law. Both will negotiate to decide the best way to move forward. In Washington, I'm Josh Rottenberg.
We take a look now at our full forecast, and we head back one more time to Connor. Connor, what is going on?
I can't right now. Yeah, right now it's pretty quiet across the region. You see behind me some fair weather cumulus clouds, but nothing that we can't handle here. A much quieter stretch of weather is expected as we head to the weekend as well. Taking a look at the wider view here, satellite radar showing not much really happening. High pressure in control all the way from Minnesota to Nova Scotia down into the Virginias. So really nothing that we are too concerned with here locally across the southern tier. Now as we fast forward for temperature-wise, there we go. We're looking at temperatures in the lower 70s and mid-70s, some upper 70s as well. 79 in Shenango right now, 76 in Vestal, 78 in Conklin, 70 in Windsor, 78 in Margaretville, and 72 in Roxbury. Now, taking a look at some headlines, we are looking at, it's campfire weather, I'm going to call it. Low winds, nice comfortable conditions, really nothing that we can't worry about. Perfect to go out, make a fire, enjoy some adult beverages, or make some s'mores as well. As we look forward into the weekend, it's looking rather fantastic as well. Looking at some nice conditions, temperatures in the lower to mid-80s. We are tracking maybe a few pop-up showers for tomorrow, but I don't think those are going to be much in the way of any significant issues. We're also looking, unfortunately, at some changing patterns ahead. Unsettled period as we head into next week, and with that unsettled period, also looking at the risk of seeing a few thunderstorms possible as well. Now, taking a look at future track here, or running forecast, excuse me. You know, it's nice out here. Maybe you want to go for a run. Yeah, overall, not too bad here. Tomorrow morning, all the way through the afternoon, I expect to see nice conditions to get out and get some exercise in, or even just go for a walk. Now, here's future track showing absolutely nothing happening here, a few high clouds. Even as we fast forward into the day tomorrow, we are looking at the potential here of seeing some clouds move on in, but nothing that we are too concerned with. Again, the risk of pop-up showers are there, so that's something we're just keeping an eye on. Make sure you have that umbrella handy as you head out for any activities you might have planned for your Sunday or Saturday. And as we continue on, we are looking at some showers continuing on. We could see a few more showers developing as we head on into Saturday, even into Sunday, but it's looking rather nice here for our Sunday morning. As we continue on, you can see Sunday afternoon looking rather dry as well. Looking at temperatures, we are looking at the potential here of looking at temperatures falling into the lower to mid-70s. You can see by around 7 o'clock into the morning periods tomorrow, looking at 55 around noon, heading into tomorrow morning, looking at temperatures in the lower to mid-60s, and we are looking at these temperatures warming up nicely as we head on into the rest of the day for our Saturday. And as we head on into our Sunday, you'll notice these temperatures are going to be comfortable as well, looking at temperatures rising once again into the mid to upper 70s by around the lunchtime hour, and then heading into the afternoon as well, looking at quiet conditions as we go on into the rest of our period here. Now, as we look forward for our 7-day forecast, you'll notice that we are looking at some nice conditions throughout the weekend, but we are tracking the risk of seeing the potential for a few thunderstorms as well. So we are tracking that very carefully. We are looking also at the potential here of seeing the risk of seeing some showers and storms weekend. Looking nice. 81 for tomorrow, 83 for our Sunday. And here's that 7-day forecast popping up right now on your screen. We are looking at some nice conditions, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, looking at the risk of seeing some scattered thunderstorms and showers. Temperatures cooler by midweek.
Connor, thank you once again, and thank you for staying with us, as we'll be back after this break.
Do you have wet basement problems? B-Dry System of Binghamton was voted the #1 basement waterproofing company by the readers of the Scranton Times, Happenings Magazine, and the Williamsport Gazette. B-Dry is an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau and is proud of our A+ rating. The B-Dry system comes with a lifetime warranty that covers materials and labor. Special financing as low as $129 per month. Call B-Dry System today for a free estimate.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Get Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, and get free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-574-4687 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-574-4687.
Call now.
Attention, if you have Medicaid and live in New York and need assistance with daily living, you can receive a 100% free service and get help in the comfort of your own home by a loved one. Call Freedom Care now so you can receive daily help preparing meals, bathing, doing laundry, receiving transportation, and more. All done by a family member or friend that gets paid to be your caregiver. You get to decide who provides your care, and your caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift. It's all funded by Medicaid, so it's 100% free to you. Call in the next 10 minutes to see if you qualify. The Freedom Care family will explain the process, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. Freedom Care is #1 in New York and has received over 4,000 5-star reviews. They've been helping families for years. This service is 100% free to you through Medicaid. So call right now and see how fast you can get started with Freedom Care.
Call 1-607-228-8129 or go to freedomcare.com.
Here at Finkelstein & Partners, we let our clients do the talking.
I was driving down 207 on my motorcycle, and a big box truck did a U-turn right in front of me. I was really bad off, in a lot of pain. At Finkelstein & Partners, they took care of everything. I didn't have to worry about the insurance. I didn't have to worry about medical bills. I didn't have to worry about the stress of dealing with the people that caused the accident, so that I could take care of myself. I felt like we were one team, one fight. That's why we hired you guys.
Thank you for joining us one more time here at 4. The Ross Park Zoo is partnering with Green Light Network for a free admission day today. This day of family fun is part of the Henrietta, New York-based company's ongoing support of America's 5th Zoo. Greenlight Networks was founded in 2011 and builds, owns, and operates a fiber optic network. Greenlight is providing free high-speed internet to the Ross Park Zoo, to the administrative buildings, and the entire public at the park. This will be a huge upgrade to the park, as the service there is currently very spotty, as reported. Greenlight Network CEO Mark Murphy says the zoo deserves nothing but the best.
As Philip said, we're going to be providing free internet service to the zoo as part of this relationship, so connecting up a number of administrative buildings, the gift shop, and other places throughout the zoo, and then partnering in the longer run to make sure we have some of the best public Wi-Fi available in the country for America's 5th zoo.
The Wi-Fi will reach all the way up to the pavilions, parking lot, and the amphitheater area. All of it is free as part of Greenlight sponsorship with Ross Park. As founder of Greenlight and Binghamton native, Mark Murphy said the partnership is a great way to give back to Binghamton. And finally, before we go, at a national park in Cambodia, a recent discovery is giving experts a hope for an endangered reptile. 5 nests of critically endangered Siamese crocodiles were found at the park in May. The Cambodian director of the conservation group Fauna and Flora says the hatchlings were left in the wild, letting nature take the lead with the mothers protecting their babies. 60 eggs were hatched successfully in June. Fauna and Flora expert Pablo Zambales spoke about how rare it is to see these Siamese crocodiles.
The Siamese crocodile was considered to be extinct in the wild only a couple of decades ago.
These hatchlings are significant for the recovery of the species, according to experts. He also added that the park is working with the government to partner and make sure that the habitats stay protected. That's it for us here at 4 for 12 News. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can always visit us on BNG.com or our 12 News app. We'll see you again back here in a half hour for 12 News at 5.